श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। A very hearty welcome to the Navaratri series. This video is titled Daya Rupena Samstitha. Here goes a very old shloka which formed our inspiration for doing this video presentation. एकैव शक्ति परमेश्वरस्य भिन्नाश्च दुर्धा विनियोगकाले भोगे भवानी पुरुषेषु विष्णुः कोपेषु काली समरेषु दुर्गा. This shloka tells that there is only one Shakti called Adi Shakti or Parashakti that exists in the whole universe. She takes 4 forms according to time. When Srishti happens, Srishti or creation happens, she takes the form of Bhavani. Bhoge Bhavani. When sustenance is required, when Sthiti or when the creation that took place needs to be protected, she takes a masculine form, Purusheshu Vishnuhu. She takes the form of Mahavishnu. Purusheshu Vishnuhu. When enemies attack her devotees, when wicked people are present in her creation, she gets angry and she takes the form of Kali. Kopeshu Kali. And when her devotees think of her and she comes to give the Abhaya and Varada, she takes the form of Durga. Samareshu Durga. On time she comes to protect her devotees. That is why Samareshu Durga. This is a very old shloka, also found in many scriptures and samhitas, that formed our source of inspiration and a point that we could develop on. We decided to name this video presentation as Daya Rupena Samstitha based on this shloka. Daya or compassion is very much required for the goddess to protect us, her devotees, for sthiti or sustenance of the living beings she created. We also saw that Purusheshu Vishnuhu, the Parashakti, takes the form of Vishnuhu, Purusheshu Vishnuhu, for sthiti or sustenance of living beings in this world. Combining these two, the quality of Daya of the goddess and sustenance of living beings, we establish a connect through Srimad Bhagavatam. You might be wondering, why do we bring in Srimad Bhagavatam for a Navaratri video series? For this, we need to see how Navaratri is being celebrated across the Indian subcontinent. In the Telugu-speaking states of Telangana and Andhra, Sharan Navaratri or this autumnal Navaratri is not restricted to Devi worship. Harikathas form a very integral part of the Navaratri celebrations. Harikathas include many stories, small and big, from Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, and many more others. Commemorating this form of celebration and including one of the most important aspects of Devi, that is Daya, we have termed this series called Daya Rupena Samstitha. When we approach Navaratri through this perspective, we come across a great 15th century Telugu poet, Potana. He lived between 1450 and 1510. He is very well known for his Potana Bhagavatam. Potana Bhagavatam is the Telugu translation of Vyasa's Samskrita Bhagavatam. So, Potana's Bhagavatam is very special in many ways. It is said that if Potana's Bhagavatam could be divided into two very insightful yet enjoyable sections, the Bhagavata Saram, the Bhagavata Rasam, can be enjoyed only in two portions. One is in the Dasamaskandam, where Sri Krishna Leela happens, and the second is in the Gajendra Moksha Ghattam. So today we are going to learn and experience Potana's Gajendra Moksham. The story opens in a forest range called Trikutachala. Trikutachala housed various kinds of flora and fauna, out of which elephants were in great number. Gajendra, the head of the elephant group, along with his family, went to drink water and enjoy the presence of water one day. Instead of going to the usual pond where they drink and enjoy, he went to another pond which he found very beautiful and interesting. As he went there and saw the beautiful pond and had some water to drink, he and his wives were tempted to play for some time in the water. And so they got down in the water to play. As they got down into the water to play, the wives started appreciating him. The wives threw some water on him and he threw some water on them. And they had a great time enjoying themselves in the cool pond water. After this, what happened? Did Gajendra get into the clutches of a crocodile, of a makara? To know all this, we have Uday to sing the padyams and explain the story to us in detail. So over to Uday.
पलिकेडिदि भागवतमट पलिकिंचु विढुंडु रामभद्रुंडटने पलिकिन भवहर मगुनट पलिकेदवेरुंडु गाध पलुकगनेला. Sri Ramachandra, the Lord, who is an ocean of compassion, he himself made Potana to write and speak Bhagavatam. He recited Bhagavatam in Telugu in such a beautiful way that it got the equal importance as the Sanskrita Bhagavatam, which was composed by Sri Vedavyasa Bhagavan. Though Potanamatya exactly translated the Sanskrita Bhagavatam into Telugu, however, he made a small change in Gajendra Mokshanam. One should not change the epic. However, it was accepted by Sri Ramachandra himself and Vedavyasa Bhagavan as well. Why so? What made them to accept it? In Potana's Bhagavatam, the concept which was changed, it's from the Ashtama Skandam, the beautiful story of Gajendra, the king of elephants. There was a mountain called Trikutachalam, which represents the Trigunas, Sattva, Raja, Tamas. Or we can also say Jivatma, Paramatma and the Maya. Always the Maya will be there between the Jivatma and the Paramatma. Now, in that Trikutachalam, there used to be a herd of elephants, or I could say the elephants were much more stronger and powerful compared to lions or any other animals over there. One fine day, the king of those elephants, whose name was Gajendra, he wanted to quench his thirst. So, he was supposed to go to the regular water body or the pond where he used to drink water. And his entire family followed him. However, due to Kala Mahima, Gajendra was misrouted and he went to another pond which was really beautiful, much more beautiful compared to the regular pond which Gajendra used to go. He saw the water, it was crystal clear, just as Ganga, the Akash Ganga, and the flowers, the lotuses, and the water lilies were enhancing the beauty of that pond. Gajendra was so happy, he entered into the pond. Instead of drinking water, he started enjoying. And his wives, the 84 lakhs wives, also joined him. Looking all these elephants, the wives praising him, Gajendra was so much happy and the madam started increasing in him. He ordered the remaining family, the extended family, to join him and they can do whatever they want in that pond. All the elephants, with the orders of Gajendra, all the elephants, they entered into the pond and they started destroying it. There was a crocodile who used to live in that pond and he was the ruler of that pond. He saw something is happening which was not actually acceptable by the crocodile. He thought, what is this nonsense? He found that there was a herd of elephants which were creating this nuisance. He saw and he wanted to know the reason, who is the main reason behind this thing. And he found there was an elephant, a male elephant, the Gajendra, who is ruling and who is ordering all these other elephants. He got to know that yes, I have to punish him. Immediately the Makara swam. He was swimming in that water just like as we say, the sand which comes out of, or which is slippery, or the sand which slips out of our fingers and between the fingers, the same way the Makaram or the crocodile was slipping between the legs of those other elephants. He went to the main elephant, the Gajendra, and grabbed his foot. Now, what happened? What exactly had happened? Everybody was surprised, everybody was shocked. They saw that some aquatic animal, a creature who lives in water, he came and he was threatening the other elephants by catching the foot of their husband, the Gajendra. Gajendra, as a king, he became ferocious. And the ahankara, it was hit on his nerve. Immediately, he took his trunk with all his force. He splashed on water. The water was splashed, and the Makara was looking at his force, at Gajendra's force, decided that I need to put more force to overlap his energy, Gajendra's energy. Finding it out, what Gajendra said, okay, if the Makara wants to fight with me, I'm ready. There the war started. It longed for ages, almost thousands of years. Day by day, the elephant, Gajendra, was becoming weak, wherein crocodile was gaining more energy by drinking or sipping the blood which is oozing out of Gajendra's body. The entire crystal clear water turned into red with the blood. Everybody, his extended family, left him alone with his wives, and they said, let's see what's going to happen. I leave it on Kala Mahima, Kala Purusha, who is none other than Bhagavan. The elephant thought, everybody left me. Even my wives are not there with me in this pond. They were standing on the banks of this river. What to do now? Because of Purva Janma Sukritam, what he has performed, he thought there is some supreme energy who protects me, who is going to help me, who is going to take care of me. Immediately he called the Lord. He said, ఎవ్వనిచే జనించు జగమెవ్వని లోపన రెండు లీనమై ఎవ్వడు అనాది మధ్య లయుడెవ్వడు. He was calling he was calling the Lord who created this universe, who nourishes, who protects, who destroys, the one who does panchakrityas. He was calling. Gajendra was losing all his patience. In fact, he was losing his life. He's losing his hopes. Finally, he does Sharanagati, the surrenderance. That's the only way where we can ask Lord to come right away. And that's the point where the Bhagavan shows his Bhakta Paradhinata. He said, Gajendra was calling Lord. లావొక్కింతయులేదు ధైర్యము విలోలంబయ్యే ప్రాణంబులుంఠావుల్ దప్పెను మూర్ఛ వచ్చే తను ఉండెస్సెన్ శ్రమంబయ్యడిన్ నీవే తప్పై తప్పరం బెరుగ మన్నింపదగుందీను నిన్ రావే ఈశ్వర కావవే వరద సంరక్షింపు భద్రాత్మకా. Looking at the sky, Gajendra was saying, O Paramatman, O Nirakara Parabrahma, I have no energy to fight anymore. My prana shakti, my life is going out of my body. And I don't say that I ever called you. Still, please forgive me. Come and protect me from this makaram. So indirectly, he was asking for protection. And who is the protector of this universe? That is none other than Sri Mahavishnu. Internally, there was a condition applied. With the conditions, what Gajendra said, Lord, you should not come the way as you came for Prahlada. In this terrible pain, I called you. In fact, I was keep on calling you. So you should also come only for me. You have to come for me, leaving everything behind. Lord accepted it. And where he was residing in Sri Vaikuntham. And Potana Amatya does not know how Vaikuntham looks like, so he cannot complete without the description of Vaikuntham. And he kept everything aside and he was like, I need to stop this skandam right away. Sri Ramachandra appeared and the rest of the part was completed by the Sri Ramachandra of Ontimatta. He came and he completed. And Sri Ramachandra himself described Sri Vaikuntham and what Prabhu was, what Sriman Narayana was doing at that time. Sriman Narayana was in a special chamber which was occupied by the ivory cord, which was shining. It was as lustrous as the Chandrakanta Shila or the marble, which is made from the this Chandrakanti. And the chamber was it was filled with the fragrance of hibiscus flowers, mandaram. There on that cord, Prabhu Bhagavan or the Sriman Narayana was playing with the pallu with the sari of Sri Mahalakshmi, who is none other than Daya Devi. From where the Sriman Narayana got this Daya, this Karunyam? It's because Mahalakshmi, she always resides in his heart in the form of Daya Swarupam. That's the reason Bhagavan shows that Bhakta Paradhinata, the Vatsalyam towards the devotees. Why just the devotees? Towards everyone. The Matrutvam has come. It's only because of Daya Devi, Sri Mahalakshmi, who resides in his heart. He heard, hey, wait, Gajendra is calling me, I have to go now. He left everything behind. And just think how he approached. He just jumped from that ivory cord and crossing all those 7 doors, which was, protected by the Dwarapalikas like Chanda Prachanda, Jaya Vijaya. సిరికించెప్పడు శంఖచక్రయుగముంచేదోయి సంధింపడు ఏ పరివారముంజీరడు అభ్రకపతెమ్మన్నింపడు ఆకర్ణికాంతరం వెల్లను చక్కనొత్తడు వివాద ప్రోత్థిత శ్రీ పరిచేలాంచలమైన వీడడు గజ ప్రాణావనోత్సాహి. The only mission what Lord has now, it's to protect the Gajendra. So he did not inform anything to Mahalakshmi. Neither he asked the Panchayudhas to come along with him, nor he ordered his vehicle Garuda to take him to the destination. Neither his family. No one knows where Lord is going. Finally, he was keep on crossing everything. Lord was crossing, and just behind him Mahalakshmi, because Mahalakshmi's pallu was with him. He was holding her pallu, and she cannot ask him to leave right away, or she cannot just stay back. So even Mahalakshmi was following Sriman Narayana. Though we find silly that why Mahalakshmi has to go when she's already there in his heart. The reason, because there are few bhaktas who believes in Sakara Swarupam rather than the Nirakaram. So Mahalakshmi was there with Narayana in Nirakara Swarupam and as well as the Sakara Swarupam just behind him. So Lakshmi was followed, Narayana was followed by Lakshmi, and behind her the Antapura Stri, the ladies who lives in Antapuram, Sri Vaikuntham. Behind them Dhvajanikanta, Garuda, Panchayudha, Narada, and the entire Sri Vaikuntham was like following Sriman Narayana. They wanted to know where the Lord is going. Everybody is excited. Out of anxiety, they were like asking, Mother, do you know where he is going? Mahalakshmi said, there are few instances where the Lord goes this way. Might be someone was tortured. A child, maybe a child is getting tortured by a father, or a lady, she was getting harassed by few people, or it could be some asura has come and stolen Vedas. Could be anything. She thought, okay, he crossed everywhere. He was crossing Satyaloka, all the Urdhva Lokas, everything. Finally, he reached the destination. When he reached the destination, he saw the elephant is about to lose his life. Immediately he ordered Sudarshana, the Sudarshana Chakra with the Sahasra Jwala, the fire sparks. It entered into water and slit the throat of Makara like anything. Looking at that ferocious form of Sudarshana, the Makara, which lives in space as a form of, or in the solar system, a star sign, I thought that might be Sudarshana also kills me. So what I have to do? The only one who can protect me as of now, that is Surya Narayana. So the Makara Rashi went and it was standing behind Surya Narayana and seeking for help. The Makara Nidhi, who lives near Kubera, it went to Kubera and asked, "Oh Prabhu, please help me, protect me from Sudarshana Chakra." And the Makaras, which were living in that water body, they went to Adi Kurmam, Sri Kurmam, and asked him to protect them. This way, the Sudarshana Chakra slit the throat or killed that Makara, the crocodile, with the permission of Lord. Immediately, the Bhagavan, the Varadarajan, he took the elephant out of that water body and gave Sarupya Mukti. Now, from where does that Daya has come in Lord? How come the Vajra Sadrisha Deha, Bhagavan, who is having the body like Vajram, as a thunderbolt, how could he behave it, how could he come this way? It's none other than the one who lives in each and every person, including us, each and every Bhagavan, including a human being, including any creature. That's none other than the Bhagavati who lives as Dayarupa. Let's pray the Paramba or the Nirakara Parabrahma who resides in every person in Daya Swarupam. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. Shri Ram Jayam.
That was a very interesting story, right? All of us have heard and listened and even read about Gajendra Moksham multiple times. But Potana's take on Gajendra Moksham and the Lord approving of it is definitely a treat for all of us to listen and mull over it many more times after this video, even after this video presentation ends. So here we have not come to an end. We have Abhinaya
तंदरू तब शीला घोरम वरम तंदरू शीला घोरम वरम तंदरू तव शीला घोरम वरम तंदरू तव शीला.
That was a very interesting Abhinaya exploration, wasn't it so? So now we get to listen to a bhajan in Braj Bhasha. This bhajan has been written by Surdas. Surdas, as many of us know, was a blind poet who was immensely blessed by Lord Krishna. So this is a poem, a bhajan, where he talks about the same incident of Gajendra Moksha. This bhajan was in special immortalized by M.S. Subbalakshmi Amma. So with us we have Shreyas Gauri Shankar from Canada to render this bhajan for us. Over to Shreyas.
हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद राखो चरण अब तो जीवन का रे अब तो जीवन का रे हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद राखो चरण अब तो जीवन का रे अब तो जीवन का रे नीर पिवन हेता गयो सिंधु के किनारे नीर पिवन हेता गयो सिंधु के किनारे नीर पिवन हेता गयो सिंधु के किनारे सिंधु बीच बसत ग्राह सिंधु बीच बसत ग्राह चरण धरि पचारे चार प्रहर युद्ध गयो चार प्रहर युद्ध गयो ले गयो मजदार चार प्रहर युद्ध भयो ले गयो मजदार ना के पार डूब न लागे कृष्ण को पुकारे कृष्ण को पुकारे द्वारका में शपथ दयो द्वारका में शपथ दयो शोर भयो द्वारे द्वारका में शपथ दयो शोर भयो द्वारे शंख चक्र गदा पद्म शंख चक्र गदा पद्म करुडनी सितारे सूर कहे श्याम सुनो शूर शरण टिकारे अब की बार पार चले ये नंद के डुलारे, नंद के डुलारे।
Thank you all. Thank you very much for staying till the end and watching this video presentation. Thank you. Until the next time, Namaste. Have a very happy Navaratri. Thank you.